Hello everybody, my name is Wafi Aziz Sattar and I'm a lecturer at the Department of Media Studies and Journalism at Ulab. Today we have with us our very special guest, Mr. Syafiq Basri Assegaff, and he's a lecturer at the London School of Public Relations in Jakarta, Indonesia. He is here as a part of a guest lecture exchange program at Ulab. So this is a program that we have been a part of, so I got to go to LSPR as a guest lecturer, and here we have Mr. Assegaff to visit Ulab as a guest lecturer. So how are you doing today?
I'm good, great, thank you very much.
Okay, so my first question to you is, how does it feel to be in Bangladesh?
Oh, great, it's much better than I expected.
Okay, what was the expectation?
Well, you know, the news, in the news, if you watch news, that's always been dominated by the Western countries. News about countries like Indonesia, Bangladesh, are usually only the bad things that they portray. You know, it's just like make people who have never visited that country would have normally bad impression, or you know, like people not really have kind of enthusiasm to visit the country. Different with if you are invited to go to Europe or United States, maybe people would have something like, oh great, this is like, you know. But then when we arrive here, when I arrive here, I found a lot of things that much more interesting, and this is a beautiful country. People are very nice. Food, I eat a lot, you know. I almost eat everything they provided. From, you just name it, all the biryani and all the things, everything.
That's great. Okay, so now I'm going to ask you, what are your thoughts about this lecture exchange program that LSPR and Ulab has?
Yeah, I think it's a great cooperation between us, between Ulab and our university, London School of Public Relations, Jakarta. Although it is quite new, but I see it's like really potentially can be developed more. We can send more students as well come to this university, because you have quality teachings here. I have been in classes and I saw students are very enthusiastic. They are very serious. They like reading and answer questions from lecturers, which is a great way to learn for our students. Also, the other way around, vice versa, your students can visit and see and learn a lot of Indonesian cultures and things like that. And also I found out that, the laboratories here, the TV lab, I think you have apprenticeship.
Yes, the apprenticeship programs, but Ulab TV, Ulab Radio Canvas, Cinematographer and so on. Yeah, we have quite a few.
Yeah, which is great. I saw the students who are working on this and the lab itself, the facilities are really great. That's why I said it's much more, better than I expected. We also have labs, like what you have here, but I think you have done very well.
Thank you.
Really great.
So one more thing I would like for everyone to understand is that this lecture exchange program, not only does it benefit, us from visiting. What happens is when, say, a Bangladeshi lecturer goes abroad or a foreign lecturer comes to Bangladesh, not only are we imparting our knowledge upon the students of a foreign country, we also take back with us a richer cultural understanding, which we then share with our departments and colleagues, so that we are more open towards taking in foreign students and serving our university better and making knowledge and experience sharing with the students a more fun experience.
Exactly. Yeah, I think that's why in the international relation, what they have state actor, they have non-state actors. We can be non-state actors that bring and become the ambassadors of our own nations or country. You can by visiting other country, you can bring up and promoting your own country and other things like products and culture and things like that, which is sometimes the former ambassador might not be able to to deliver such messages that we can.
Yes. So my next question to you is, what has your overall impression about ULAB been since you have visited it?
ULAB?
Yes, the university.
It's I think, although it is my first time to Bangladesh, I think from visiting ULAB, it's like I've already visited many area in Bangladesh, because you have diverse students, you have different smart lecturers. I think most of them, if not all, graduated from overseas. Yeah?
Yes,
which is a great thing. we still catching up in Indonesian universities. We are still catching up, sending lecturers to universities abroad. But here I saw ULAB has already started, like, you know, in advance. And I saw your library also. You have great books with.
We have 3 libraries across the country.
3 libraries. Yes, I visited one in Campus B. Yes, and it's great. It has what, 10,000 titles, something like that, and you know, books that we don't have it there.
Okay.
Especially about this area, yeah, which is great. So I believe the leaders of the university, the leaders of faculties, and all the lecturers are really. This is what I said. It's much better than I expected. Okay.
So I would like to ask you now, how are you enjoying the classes that you're taking?
It's been challenging, and not in not in terms of difficulties, but challenging means because your students are critical. They ask questions that sometimes it's quite shocking for me. You know, oh great, you know.
Did they know?
Yeah, they knew, and they comment, and they're quite active. It's not quite very active in class. I guess the influence of lecturers play a great role that make that, you know, the dynamism is there. The students are really dynamic, and they ask questions, they make comments, and you know.
Okay, so you have been quite an inspiring person because you moved from medicine into public relations. How did that come to be? A lot of students had this question.
Yeah, you know, well, decades ago when I graduated from high school, I wanted to enter. I registered to some universities, several universities, in the economic faculty, in medicine, and other faculties. But then, the one that accepted me is medicine. Okay. So I started to study medicine in Bandung, about 3 hours driving from Jakarta. It's quite famous government university, and at that time it was quite cheap, you know, to study in government universities. Now also a bit expensive, but still cheaper than private universities, with a better quality usually. But then, you know, after the 3rd year, when we've got our BA degree, Bachelor of Arts degree, on that level, there was an opportunity that this famous magazine was looking for a reporter, and I was quite like fancy of this magazine. I like it. I like writing since I was in high school. So I thought, oh, it would be great. It wouldn't be great if I can, you know, become a journalist working for this favorite magazine. So I applied and got the test, tested this and that, and so I succeeded and started to become the journalist. So I combined studying in the morning and working in the afternoon after school. At the beginning it was okay, but then, you know, when you reach the 5th year, when you have to go to the hospitals, you know, starting from that time, it's a bit tough, and because, you know, it's about time management and things like that, which is normally, if medical students, they need to learn so many books, not to underestimate other faculties, but you know, and also you practice, and you need time management really. While on the other hand, I needed to go to investigate the news and things like that. Our office that, you know, doesn't want to know. You know, you work with us. If you want to get paid, just do the, you know, assignments. At the beginning, so it delayed my study. It delayed my study. My friends finished earlier, but because I didn't study as, you know, as they were studying, so I was late in the graduation. Then after graduated, becoming a medical doctor, general practitioner, then I decided, okay, no, it's there, it's already there, so I can continue if I want to get master degree, because I have already got that degree, but I'm not going to practice. I better practice, continue being journalist, because I love writing and meeting people and asking, just like you know, asking me.
Exactly.
Yeah, so, and these two work, although both need communications. Doctors need communication badly, especially in countries like Bangladesh and Indonesia. Many doctors, they don't know how to communicate. They are good in technical things. Maybe they remember all how to diagnose and things like that with very simple equipment, but many of them don't know. This is the weaknesses of doctors in many countries actually.
Yeah.
Communication between doctors and patient and the family. In many countries, doctors look down to the patients. They think that we are beggar who's asking help, and they are the gods. You know, so that's really need to be refined, So those I learned in communication. So I know how doctors, our colleagues, behave in many hospitals and clinics in many countries, especially in developing countries. In developed countries like United States and other countries, they have already learned about this, and they continue in improving this
It's a part of their,
and they are insured, and the insurance company, you know, really wanted to make sure that these doctors are doing really, you know, appropriate things. Otherwise.
So the interesting thing over here is that communication is a part of every career, no matter where you go.
Yes.
And the inspiring thing about Dr. Assegaff's life story is that no matter what you study, if your passion is in a field, you can always switch, as long as you're good at it and you're passionately doing that work.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you to say something inspirational for our students. Just look at the camera and say something really inspirational for the students.
Just one brief one, which is pain. Not because I'm a doctor, but because, you know, if people don't want to get pain in any way, they would not be successful. If people just like to sit down and, you know, enjoying comfort zone, just like me sitting like this, all right, it's nice. It's even relaxed. You can get sleep, but that doesn't make you change. It doesn't make you move forward. If you want to change, you need to, you know, you need to be able to receive the pain. Meaning, studying hard while your friends going to the movie, cinema, and watching this and going with their boyfriends or girlfriends or whatever, while you are doing, you know, your good job, studying, reading much more than the others. Maybe the others will think that you are like really, you know, you are receiving this pain. But if you enjoy it, it won't be painful. It will be just, you know, enjoyable things. And no pain, no gain. We know that, no pain, no gain. Those people who just want to get rich without doing, you know, hard job, maybe they will be able to get a lot of money, getting rich without pain. But there is consequences. Usually they do that because corruption. And for corruption, things like that, you will get the consequences. Because these people don't want to get pain. You know, hard work is a painful thing, but of course you can enjoy that. If it's just how we treat that things to become something like bearable or even enjoyable for us.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you 2 more questions. One word to describe your experience in Bangladesh. Just one word.
What's the word? Passion.
One word to describe your experience at Ulab.
Great.
All right. Thank you very much, Dr. Assegaff, from a faculty member from the biggest media school in Bangladesh to the biggest media school in Jakarta. Thank you for your time, and we appreciate you being here. Thank you.
You're welcome. It's also my honor to be here. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So that is all we have from here today, and we hope that this amazing program between LSPR and ULAB will continue for many more years to come, and we will have a continuation of this program with other universities as well. See you all next time.